you guys, I'm Keisha and you're watching Zazakay Creations, and on my channel I'm sharing with you everything I can about my sewing journey and every once in a while other things that are happening in my life. So in this video I'm going to share with you my personal experience and my personal journey in working with an invisible zipper for the very first time. So first things first, I did not put the zipper in an actual garment yet. I actually decided I would take some time to practice on some fabric that I purchased from Hobby Lobby or Joann Fabric, and I use that as my practice before I actually work on a zipper in an actual garment, because I did not want to mess up my good fabric and trying to install a zipper for the first time, an invisible zipper for the first time, and not know what I was doing. So I took some time and did some practice. So I practiced on 4 pieces of scrap fabric. It did in fact take me 4 times before I actually got a really nice zipper done. Another thing is what I'm learning on this journey and learning how to sew. There are so many different techniques out there in trying to apply certain notions to your garments. There are certain techniques for zippers, techniques for elastic. There are just techniques for maybe buttons. There are techniques to apply hook and eye. So for me, and I am really trying to encourage you all as well, as you are learning to do different techniques in your sewing, look at different tutorials, read different books, and just figure out what technique works best for you. And honestly, when I did my invisible zipper, I had to use techniques from a couple of different videos to find one that really suit me the best. Some call for basting stitches, others didn't. Some called for you're applying or sewing up your bottom seam before you install the zipper. There were some that just said install the zipper without doing the bottom seam that brings the garments together. There were just so many different techniques. I took some time and looked at a couple of videos. I stole a piece from here, a piece from there, a piece from there, and I actually used those different techniques to find one that worked best for me. So I'm going to now go ahead and share with you what my journey looked like in working on invisible zippers last week. So this is the first attempt, and as you can see, the invisible zipper is not invisible. On this piece here, I started with a basting stitch, and when I opened the stitches and I pulled it, I could see that the zipper was in fact visible, which did not make this a great first attempt. I would say that I did pretty good along the stitch line here, making sure that the lines were at least straight. It got a little wonky around here, but because I knew that this wasn't really a good zipper, I just put this to the side and did another attempt. So the second attempt was this blue fabric, and I don't remember how the stitches came out here. Okay, so I did do a basting stitch again, thinking that that was going to help. And while I'm not sure if that helped or not, because I never got around to being able to zip this because, sorry, I keep fumbling with this fabric, but this zipper here would not go up. I think I got fabric caught in here somewhere and it just did not allow me to zip it. So this was one that I just put to the side, and this is definitely another flop. This was the second attempt. And on both of these, I did use my invisible zipper foot. Okay, so as you can see, with the first 2 attempts at the invisible zipper, 2 things. The basting stitch did not work well for me. I think the basting stitch was recommended because it just helps to keep your zipper in place so that it doesn't do a lot of sliding around as you're trying to move it under your zipper foot. So the first two attempts, you can see that the basting stitch did not work for me. And second, I had a specialty foot. I have an invisible zipper foot. And although a lot of times, like, you'll purchase these specialty feet for your sewing machine, many times they're not really needed, but sometimes they are. So I just thought I would go ahead and use the invisible zipper foot, which I thought would be great. It would just make this a breeze. But again, although it might help in some instances, it did not help me with my sewing because, as you can see, there I still had a lot of issues with that thread getting caught up in the zipper, and not just that, I just felt like I had to pay a lot more attention to that invisible zipper foot as the teeth to that zipper fed through the machine. So that was the first two attempts where I used a basting stitch, and I also used the invisible zipper foot. So let's see how the other two turned out. So this was the third attempt. And on this one, I think I used my regular zipper foot. I did not do a basting stitch, and this turned out much better, much better. As you can see, I'm able to zip and unzip pretty decently. And it is in fact invisible. However, I think you guys who are pros at this see what the problem is here. I installed it on the wrong side. So the zipper should really be invisible from the right side of the fabric. And it's in fact invisible from the wrong side of the fabric. So when I noticed that, I did not even try to finish off the tail here. I just put this to the side as the third attempt that did not go as expected. All right, so now we're going to get to the fourth and final attempt. Well, I won't say finals. I'm going to do some more of these pretty soon. But this was the fourth attempt. And I will say that this was, in fact, the best attempt there was. Move, Gira. Gira, out. I'm sorry, guys. My cat is like in my way again. This here was the invisible zipper that was the fourth try, the fourth attempt, and this one was really good. So I'm very proud of this one. So I did not do a basting stitch, so I do realize now for me to do my invisible zippers, I do not need to do a basting stitch. But as you can see here, I can pull this zipper down and I can pull it back up. And because I thought this was a really great fourth attempt, I did go ahead and finish off the bottom here to finish off the piece. So what did I do different for this one here? I did iron out the zipper teeth so that I was able to, no, let me back up. I ironed the zipper so that I could get the teeth away from the tape a little bit, so I could better make sure that the needle got right into that groove. So there's a groove that the threading actually had to go into. And I was able to get that under the teeth because I went ahead and I ironed it flat. I ironed the zipper tape itself flat. So that's one thing that I did differently that I had not done on the first two. The other thing I did differently was I used my regular zipper foot. I did not use my invisible zipper foot. So sometimes when you get these specialty feet for your machines, sometimes they might appear to be better because they're specialty. But it really just depends on what you're most comfortable with using. And for me, it wasn't until I went back to using the universal zipper foot that I was able to really manage and handle getting close to the teeth without actually getting into the thread into the zipper teeth themselves. So that was one thing that I noticed as I was working on my zipper. It did get a little wonky around here, only because the zipper was down. So the zipper was in fact down. So when I tried to do the sewing, this part was in the way somewhat. So it got a little messed up around here. But I mean, this is on the inside, and I think with more practice, this will get a lot cleaner. But I did finish it off so that it could be a complete fourth attempt on an invisible zipper. So I am going to go back and try to do more of these. Maybe 2 more. I'll see. I have some more fabric here that I'm going to be working on. So I will probably just do a couple more just to make sure I'm extremely comfortable with it. And then I'll probably decide on what skirt I want to make so that I can start my skirt project pretty soon. So there you have it. Again, I had to use different methods, different techniques from different tutorials, and I had to find what worked best for me in terms of getting that good invisible zipper done. So again, I did not do the basting stitches in the last 2, and that helped out greatly. I did lots of pinning, however. I did pin my zipper tape to the seam allowance, which kept it in place. I did not use my specialty invisible zipper foot. I use the basic universal zipper foot that comes with every machine mostly. I did have to switch the zipper foot from the left to right based off what side of the zipper I was sewing up on my practice garment. Me being able to take a piece from here, a piece from there, really helped me be able to get my invisible zipper done. So I want to thank you for watching, and I do hope that this video was encouragement for you as you are learning different skills in your sewing journey, wherever you are in your journey. Remember, you know, there is not a one-size-fits-all technique to anything. You have to just find what works best for you and just make that your technique. And just continue on your journey with practice. And, you know, practice, they say, makes perfect. So just continue to practice, as I'm going to be practicing more on these zippers. I want to again thank you for watching this video. And if you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing so you can go back and see all the other content I've put out in the past, and so you'll see what content I come up with in the future. And until we come together again, God bless.